I spent the last 5 years analyzing why some managers don't get promoted to director. You see, when going from manager to director, there are 5 key responsibilities as a director that you will be taking on as a senior member of your organization. And these 5 key activities is what your KPIs are going to be measured upon. And as an executive coach, I have had the opportunity to coach thousands of managers with the goal and the ambition to be promoted to director. And I've had the opportunity to observe the reasons why they didn't get promoted. And again and again and again, I have seen that the reason why is because one or more of these propensities and the skills to carry out these responsibilities was missing. Either that, or it was their ability to demonstrate their potential to carry on the responsibility, at least one or more of these responsibilities, that was missing, the potential to communicate it. So what I'm going to share with you in this video is what are these 5 key responsibilities that are crucial as you step up into a director. To make it easier for you, I'm going to use the acronym R.A.I.S E, R-A-I-S-E, where each of the 5 key activities of a director is going to start with the first letter of that spells the word raise. And the first activity starts with R, and R stands for refine strategic vision. Why is this important? As a director, you are already in the executive levels of leadership. And what does executive level leadership mean? It means that you have fiscal responsibility. You have a responsibility to the business. You have a responsibility to give the business what it needs to be successful and to be sustainably successful, which means that there's some business acumen, there's some savviness to understanding the business as it pertains to its industry marketplace, and there are going to be recommendations on what we set as the future of the business. So this is where you're going to be involved in decisions that include the company's strategic vision to set the future goals for the company. Future meaning this quarter, the end of this quarter, the next year, and the next 3 years, and so on. This is going to be from your standpoint of how can I direct my department? How can I direct this part of the organization that I'm responsible for towards that strategic vision? But you're going to be taking a part in refining that strategic vision. So that's the first key activity. The first key responsibility is refining strategic vision. The next key responsibility starts with A, and A stands for articulate excellence. This is going to be on you as director to direct the future course of the teams that you're leading. Let's face it, a lot of your direct reports are going to be managers themselves who have their own direct reports, and you won't have complete visibility over their day-to-day, and you won't have the time or the ability to micromanage them. And as a result of that, it will be fundamental and crucial for you to articulate the new standards for excellence. How are we going to operate? What are those standards going to look like? What's the minimum standard for us to be able to achieve the strategic vision that you have refined with the organization? So that is A, to articulate excellence. So we have R, we have A, and now we have I. And I stands for influence across teams. As I mentioned before, when you're a director, your direct reports have direct reports themselves. So you're going to be leading a couple of levels of leadership beneath you, but you're going to have more and more interactions with cross-functional teams. And this is where it's important that you're leading in those cross-functional teams. You understand the vision. You've helped refine that vision. You're assuming fiscal responsibility to give the team, to give the organization what it needs. And now you're going to be able to influence without direct authority. Because a lot of times you're directing your own department, you're directing your own business function, but there's going to be a lot of decisions you're going to make with less and less information. And some of that information is going to come from cross-functional teams that you do not directly manage, that you do not directly lead, but it'll be important for you to still have authority there, for you to still convey and articulate the vision there, because you're going to be working together. So this is why the letter I is important, to influence across teams and above and below you as well, to be able to direct the company towards the vision that you have helped refine. We're halfway through, but if you're listening to this and you're already starting to identify where your challenges are, if you're starting already to identify where you would like to hone your skills and develop greater acumen, then I invite you to work with a coach, and I invite you to work with my team. Below this video, the very first link, when you click it, it leads to an application, and it's just going to take you a few minutes, and it's just to help me and my team to understand you better. And this is where you can get an opportunity to speak with one of my expert career advisors. On this call, we're going to understand your current situation, your current challenges, and also some of your goals as well. And if we can support you in getting there, if it's the right match between us, then you're going to be working with me directly. And when we work together, I'm going to be providing you with a training on how to develop your acumen, how to develop your executive presence, how to be able to articulate excellence, how can you develop that fiscal responsibility, how can you be able to refine strategic vision, all of that as well, and influence across teams, to show you the strategies and to coach you to success. If this is your commitment to yourself to grow to that next level, if you are serious about this, then click the link below the video, and I look forward to working with you personally on the inside. So remember, the acronym was R.A.I.S E. We have R-A-I and now S. And S stands for Support Future Leaders. Let's face it, if you take a look at the corporate ladder, the traditional corporate ladder, from individual contributor to manager to director to VP and C-suite, as you move up the corporate ladder, communications becomes increasingly more important, leadership becomes increasingly more important, and you're going to also notice that you're going to be making more and more decisions with less and less information. And as a result of that, you are going to be increasingly having more decisions. And that's why it will be more important for you to empower your leaders that they are able to make some of those decisions for you. Because as the company grows and you grow with the company as well, there's a lot of decisions that are too tactical for you. They become too tactical for you. And as a result of that, it will be crucial for you to be able to empower your leaders to be independent as leaders themselves, that they can take on some of those decisions, that they can start to take on some of those responsibilities with increasing responsibility and increasing independence. So as a director, it'll be important for you to start to think about, how am I going to approach my coaching? How am I going to approach the support I give to my team members? How am I going to be able to delegate activities and delegate success to them? How am I going to ensure that they have the skills that will set them up for success in their future career path as well? And how am I going to develop this into a system of training leaders so that I don't need to be on the tactical side of coaching and mentoring? So this is all part of the S on supporting future leaders. And the last letter of the word R.A.I.S.E is E. And E stands for Educate with Insight. The previous one on S was supporting your leaders. Now when you educate with insight, insight sets you apart from being informational. Information does not lead to transformation. Information is tactical. Information is a dime a dozen. It doesn't set you apart. By the time you get to senior manager and you are breaking into director and having fiscal responsibility and demonstrating business acumen, it's going to require from you, and it's going to be really calling from you, a higher level of critical thinking. And with critical thinking, you're really able to develop your unique point of view. You're really going to be able to develop deeper insights from your wisdom. And it's not just accumulating information and knowledge anymore. It's being able to extrapolate the principles of your deep expertise and to be able to convey that into deep, well thought through insights. And when you educate based on those insights, that's really how you can set yourself apart. That's really how you can become a thought leader. So when taken together, R.A.I.S.E, these are the 5 crucial responsibilities to be able to demonstrate, to promote into director, and it's going to help you be successful once you get there as well. On that note, I've also created some content on how to improve your critical thinking skills. That video is coming right up next. I'll see you there.